personal experience over years of time maturating in the environment, soaking in it. And so it becomes attached, and its programming creates sensations that are going to be different than somebody else's sensations who grew up someplace else in some other environment where exactly the opposite colors, ruled the world and treated it well or treated it badly. Maybe red is a rapist, in Mongolia, and purple, is the rescuer, and vice versa someplace else. Anyway. But the acceptance of the existence of sentient organisms already destroys nihilism. I mean, you have something that is
No, it doesn't. So the existent, just because minds exist, that doesn't mean there's any sort of objective meaning.
Understandable as good and bad in the universe. And the fact that we have sampled it.
There's no way to objectively establish good and bad. What he's saying makes no sense. He's saying good and bad exist independent of any mind.
Which is a gigantic advantage for us as an intelligence. And we have this huge advantage where we're actually getting to taste it and understand it by feeling it and experiencing it. And so my testimony that bad...
Let me take a look. Does he have an email? No, it doesn't look like it.
Feelings are innately bad. That is, you can never make a toothache a good thing or fun. The good feelings, that is the relief, is always going to be relief. You're not going to change the fact that it feels good if somebody pulls the nail out of your eye, so to speak. It feels good if somebody stops drilling a hole in your tooth. And that's just undeniable. And those two conditions are all there is in the universe that matters. Nothing else matters. I mean, is he really going to argue that if I had a hunk of the universe that was vacant of all life and I just stuck a rabbit somewhere in that space, that all of a sudden it matters now? What happens? You have to figure out, are any meteors going to hit the rabbit? What's going to happen? It's going to matter. The welfare of the rabbit matters. What the rabbit likes.
It does not objectively matter. It matters to you, might matter to other people, but it does not objectively matter.
Carrots or rutabagas, that doesn't matter. But whether the rabbit's going to have a good time or a bad time, that matters. That's a value, and that exists in a plethora. On planet Earth, there's a ton of these things. That have this capacity. Now, it's a testing ouches if they have a brain. It takes a certain number of neurons before sensation is going to be possible to manifest. But we know it is a very primitive function. We know that something as dumb as like a worm does have a reflexive reaction indicating that it's experiencing a sensation first, and then it reacts to the sensation. So the sensation becomes part of its environment, all right, and it becomes a thorn in its side, so to speak, and it extracts the thorn. That it's not some sort of pre-programmed event. It depends on where you raise the worm. It'll do it a little differently. So anything that does it a little differently, that is extract the sword or the thorn differently, then that organism is feeling, because that organism is just being told, I'm going to give you bad. Okay, I'm going to stick some bad in your brain, and the bad means you have to extract the bad. And the only way to extract the bad is to extract the sword from the other guy's hand. That's the thing causing the worry. That's the distress. That's the alarm. Is what's being triggered is the odor or the sight or the recognition of something that's a threat. And then when it becomes, the personal invasions are even more obvious. The hard sensations of it's too hot, or there's not enough air to breathe, or and the panic starts, and the fight to relieve yourself of the bad circumstances.